Yo, what's up everybody? FornaTRON here, and today we're gonna talk some gaming news. Let's crush it. There was some good stuff announced today. We'll do some trailer reactions. It'll be fun. This first article made me laugh. I know this is probably old news for a few of you, but so Game Pass severely cannibalizes sales according to Microsoft and Activision. Duh. I don't understand how this could be a shock to anybody. Like, when you build a system that is Game Pass and you basically cultivate a culture of people who will refuse to buy any product on your platform because it's coming to Game Pass. Like, that's the mindset that you have created. And this is all coming out of like the whole Activision Blizzard deal that Microsoft is trying to put through. It's under investigation through, I think it's the FCA or like the European version of that. So they're pretty much criticizing the deal, making sure it's not a monopoly, blah, 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 blah. There's questions. Is it going to go through? Is it not going to go through? But they're kind of combing through all of the documents here. And what they basically uncovered is like a redacted document. So that's where they black out a bunch of like a lot of like the core information. But they basically like came out that the subscription service severely cannibalizes sales. And why wouldn't it? Like, honestly, like, no way did someone with a brain ever think Game Pass led to more over, like, clearly. And you know what's funny? I find particularly funny about the whole, like, I have nothing against Game Pass. Like, I have a hot gamer girl PC, thanks to all of you, and I had an Xbox Series S, and I had a subscription to Game Pass until like a few weeks ago. It's a great service. But what was happening is a lot of people who were like hardcore Xbox Microsoft peeps would openly admit that they weren't even paying the regular price for Game Pass, that they were doing the dollar deal. So that's where, if you are a first-time Game Pass customer, if you buy like a year of Xbox Live Gold, like you could go to like cdkeys.com or one of those websites, buy like a year of Xbox Live Gold, and then if you're a first-time Game Pass subscriber, Microsoft will let you convert that Xbox Live Gold to Game Pass Ultimate for $1. So you're only paying like $1 a month for Game Pass, and you can get those Xbox Live Golds like for like dirt cheap, like way less than like 50% of the regular cost. A ton of these people were full on paying $1 for the service and like full on repping that as like their brand. They were just like, oh, Xbox Game Pass, this, blah, 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 blah. That is their audience. That's their audience, is these people that are playing the system, paying $1 and not buying any games. Like, flat out, no discussion. Like, you are not buying games. You've cultivated this culture. Like, it's the Netflix culture. It's just like, I only get Goblin Man in the chat. I only get Game Pass when it's on sale. Exactly. Game Pass is like Disney Plus to me. Yeah. So if you're saving up for a mortgage, just cut your Game Pass subscription. Just save that $1 per month. Make coffee at home, everybody. FornaTRON's financial tips. But anyway, like, you've created this new culture of gamer that has been promised AAA titles day one into the service. So they're just anticipating any game that they would potentially buy to eventually come to Game Pass. Because no one would want to pay full pop for a game and then have it come to Game Pass like the month after. Like, that would be brutal. So what you've done is all of these gamers are just like, oh, I'll just wait for it to come to Game Pass. And then that's how they play their games. So big shocker that it's cannibal. Like, I really don't understand the logistics behind it. I feel like it's a big loss to Microsoft. I'm not a financial expert, so I'm not even going to pretend to be. But just with my limited knowledge, because I don't see the behind the scenes, I just don't see how you can offer a service for a subscription fee with the amount of subscribers that they have. And when you factor in the amount of people that are probably only paying $1 for the service, how is that generating profit for huge games like Starfield? How is Starfield even going to be successful? No one's going to pay for Starfield. Maybe if it's available on PC, maybe some PC players will buy it on PC on Steam or something, but off the rip, almost no one is buying that game. They're just gonna play it on Game Pass. They'll subscribe for, even if they don't get the $1 deal, they'll pay the $16 for the month, and then they'll play Starfield. The PlayStation 1 is far better, yeah, I don't even play any of like the games that you can stream on there, but it is pretty good. I like PlayStation Plus Essential, like, or just when it was just regular PlayStation Plus. Like sometimes the games that they give you are freaking legit, dude. And they're like, you get them as long as you have a subscription. So like I have a ton of games where the Xbox Live Gold games are like dog shit a lot of the time. Star Citizen. Yeah. I like being able to refund a shit game. Me too. Me too. We all know that story. But I read this and I just laughed. I was just like, duh. Like, how can anyone argue against that? Like, honestly, like, again, how is Bethesda supposed to, I don't know, really financially back Starfield? I guess like the platform is really riding on the success of that. We'll get into that a little bit later. But like, how do you rate that? Like, oh, it had this many Game Pass downloads. Great. Like, what does that even mean? That's not money. It's kind of like YouTube money back in the day before there was a YouTube partner program. And then it's like that episode of South Park where it's just like, I have 40 billion views and that equates to 500 trillion internet dollars. And it's like, that means nothing. It's satisfying. I got it for the old PS3 and PS2 games. Yeah, I don't even play those on my premium subscription. I got the premium subscription because I think like that was when it gave you Stray for free. And I was like, oh, it's cheaper than just buying Stray. So there you go. Like I'm like turning into that a little bit. When I see a Starfield with minimal MTX, I will believe Game Pass is making a bit of money. Yeah. Like if Starfield has 0 microtransactions, you're like, all right, cool. Like maybe they are making some money. But if it's like fucking just like packed full of microtransactions and like loot boxes and shit, like, yeah, you know, they had to pay for that shit somehow. So I thought this article was funny.
Meow.